Happy Hippy Wild Living is a YouTube channel all about embracing life in nature the way a joyful hippie would. Most of his videos are about peaceful camping trips, great conversations, and relaxing music around the fire. But on January 3rd, 2024, things took a different turn. That night, he decided to camp inside the White Laggan Bothy, a location with a rather split reputation online. Some say the place is haunted, and to be clear, there are plenty of videos supporting that theory. Others, they think it's all just folklore and campfire stories. As for our camper, he doesn't believe in ghosts. In fact, he didn't go there to chase anything paranormal. But this video might just change your mind. The atmosphere, the isolation, the strange sounds, and what follows will leave you questioning everything. Whether you believe or not, after watching this, you might find yourself leaning toward the side that says, something's definitely not right here. Let's take a look.
Yeah, but that's how most of my days go in the winter. I like that. I get to do this in the winter mostly, and then the summer job, I'm just at one place, so I miss all the crowds when I'm out in nature. There's my home in the distance. Let me zoom in. It's got the nice Scottish flag on it. Let's go see what it looks like. I've had people say I'm brave and ballsy for living this lifestyle, but there's nothing brave about it when it's doing something you love, so I don't agree with that. But I do agree with doing things you're passionate about in life. You only live once. Life goes by pretty fucking quick, so get out there and do what you love. Well, I have made it to my home for the night and it looks beautiful. Let's go see if anyone's in. Oh nice, bunk beds. Sweet. Nice and cozy. Said I wanted to take up fishing. Someone's left a little homemade fishing rod. Really sweet. You see some pretty weird shit written on doors. That's normally the shit you see. Smoke that shit. And that's a common one. If you can see it, it says fuck Bill Gates. That one. Little coordinates. Think I'm gonna go check it out? Hell no, but I'm sure someone's just joking. Look at the amazing view from the window. You got the lock down there. I love coming in Bothy's, they're so homely. I sort of just had my first guests. I had a few people from the Mountain Bothy team come up and just had a nice chat with them for a bit, told them what I do. And they said they were gonna check out my videos, so hopefully you guys enjoy them if you're watching. And they're just about to head off now. Getting a bit hungry, so I think I'll have a wee bit of haggis for lunch.
After the unexpected visit he received, our fearless camper calmly unpacks his sleeping bag, prepares and eats his dinner, and lights a fire to keep warm through the night. Everything seems under control, but as night falls, that's when things start to shift, and from here on out, it only gets stranger.
Nothing about just staring into them. This will probably be me for most of the night now. I just get my music on, enjoy this beautiful fire, and then get back outside tomorrow in my hammock. I got one of them water filter straws, and it comes with 2 little bags as well, so you can attach the straw to that. But I've not got to use. Oh, maybe this is the guests. There was no one there. I don't know if that's just some people fucking with me or something. I don't know if that's something they do. But I don't think it would be that family. It was just a dad and his daughter and son. Oh well, we'll see. It was just knocking on the door again, and then I went out, but there was no one there. So I don't know what's going on, but I've not heard of any haunted Bothies or anything. I've never had weird shit. Just wanted a nice little Bobby night. If you've watched all my videos before, you know I don't do shit like this. Fun night. And they're walking around into the room, and then I go in there, and it just stops. Maybe I just put my music on really loud and forget about it. Cameraman never dies, right?
If this isn't terrifying, I honestly don't know what is. Setting aside the loud banging on the door and the fact that, when he opened it, there was absolutely no one there, the truly chilling part is what came next. Clear footsteps from the room next door, inside a bothy, in the middle of nowhere. And despite it all, he put on his headphones and chose to ignore what was happening around him. That takes a different kind of courage. But here's the part that stays with you. The door was locked from the inside, so no one could have entered. So, what's the explanation? Was it just the wind, or something paranormal? We'll let you decide. What do you think happened that night? And more importantly, would you ever spend the night in the White Laggan Bothy? Let us know in the comments. We don't know much about the next video, but here's what we do know. It was published on September 25th, 2017, on the YouTube channel Mike National, and it appears to have been filmed in the infamous location known as Dudley Town. The short clip has its humorous moments. Mike doesn't miss a chance to crack a joke, but let's not forget the setting. A dense forest, in a place with a dark reputation. And in my opinion, the situation he ends up in could have turned dangerous very quickly. Let's take a look.
Watch who's stalking who now. Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person? Yeah, who's stalking who now? I got you now, motherfucker. I got you now, motherfucker. Look at this beautiful moss, by the way. Do you hear it? Look. Okay, ready? Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy. Look at that. I'm by myself in Dudley. Look at that. Oh my God.
Mike's concerns seem pretty real, and by the second half of the clip, you can see it all over his face. From what we've gathered, and based on other videos where he shares more stories, he actually visits Dudley Town quite often, and most of the time, he goes alone. Which, to be honest, might not be the best idea, considering the dark history of this forest. In places like this, where you feel like something or someone is following you, and you're completely alone with no way to defend yourself, there's only one smart thing to do. Leave. Get back to your car. Get back to safety. Because sometimes ignoring the fear can cost you more than just peace of mind. The next video features Josh, a UK-based YouTuber with a deep passion for the outdoors and solo camping. On his channel, Josh often shares peaceful videos where he cooks, showcases his gear, and talks to his audience about everything from survival tips to everyday thoughts. But among all his uploads, the one he posted on September 27th, 2024, stands out. It's a video about survival, instinct, and the importance of trusting what you feel. Because when you're deep in the forest, as we'll soon see, your instincts sharpen. Your brain taps into something ancient, something primal, the very same awareness that helped our ancestors survive for thousands of years. And if you want to know what Josh experienced that night and how it all ended, stay with us until the end.
And a few trees for me to... Okay. Alright. You guys gonna think I planned this? I didn't. I think Halloween's coming up, isn't it? Okay. This is a bit weird. Well then. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, guys. I was not expecting that. It looks like some kids have put this bed sheet.
Signs are signs, even if they seem silly at first. Your brain registers them, whether you want it to or not. But moving on, Josh finds his spot, sets up camp, gathers firewood, and gets a fire going. All routine, all familiar, until the sun begins to set and the forest slowly slips into darkness. That's when the mood begins to change.
I'm just literally sat over there trimming the wood down, cutting it down how I like it. And I can just hear some mad movement going on in those bushes over there. I can't tell if it's like the rainfall just making quite a commotion, or there may be rabbits or deers maybe walking through, or any dog walkers or whatever, I don't know. Bit spooky. It'd be just the rain in a way. But I don't know why I let these things play on my mind sometimes. It happens, you know, guys, it happens. Literally, camping out solo is a wonderful thing for many reasons. But sometimes your mind just plays tricks on you. I'm finding it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? You heard that. And it's really quiet. There should be birds singing. There was birds singing, and I've just noticed they've just stopped singing. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they be singing? I'm finding it really difficult to focus. Lovely little spot. Lovely food to be cooked. And a night under the stars. Yeah, I'm gonna pack up. I guess I could take this tarp away, but I just don't really want to. Alright, I'm gonna go, guys. Hello. I apologise, it's not really the vibe I go by. There's a dog behind me. Maybe it was a dog this whole time. It's a pig. Right.
When your body is screaming at you to leave, you listen. And honestly, I would have done exactly what Josh did. Because it wasn't just instinct. He saw something moving in the bushes nearby. And whatever it was, it convinced him to pack up without hesitation. In the video, you can see how nature itself seemed to react. The birds went silent and different sounds echoed around him from various directions. And after leaving, a bark. Want to hear what he thinks happened? Then stay until the end of this video, because Josh shares his conclusion, and it might just surprise you. And if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It's free, and it helps you catch the next strange tale right when it drops. In this next video, we follow Sam, a true nature enthusiast and the creator behind the channel The Northwest Wind. Sam is also a practitioner of stealth camping, and if you're not familiar with the term, it's when you camp in places that aren't officially designated or prepared for camping. In this video, Sam celebrates his 30th stealth camping trip, but what makes this one special is where he chose to go. He returned to a spot that, last time, left him with chills down his spine, a place that gave him a powerful, almost overwhelming feeling of fear. But instead of staying away, Sam made a bold decision to face that fear head-on. And on September 13th, 2024, he uploaded a new video from that very same place. Let's see what happened.
And then I see footfall from deer. I think that's where I came in and went out last time. Actually, I don't think I went out that way. I think I went out more this way. Because when I came back the next day, I followed the same trail in, and it was easy to get here, but on the way out, if you recall from the video, it was not. But this time I ended up walking way far out of my way on accident, and I looped back around. All right, well, home sweet home for the night. And yeah, I can officially say it does not feel great to be back here. So not happy to be here. I can smell your cigarette. I have a knife. Where's my knife? I said all those things. And take this all in for a second. Timer just went off. Time to try this Mountain House beef stroganoff. It smells really good. Nice and thick. Not runny, just like I planned. Bottoms up. Oh, that's the best one by a mile. Doesn't need salt, doesn't need pepper, nothing, no hot sauce. We're gonna raw dog this stroganoff. Raw dog and off. Raw dog, stroke off a dog enough. Stroke a dog and off. Oh, the cream sauce is so delicious. I've always been a big fan of freeze-dried beef and chicken. Absolutely delicious. Ten out of 10. This will be one that I will buy again and again and again, 100%. Highly recommended. Mountain House beef stroganoff. Again, you can buy these at Walmart. Ah! Oh! I did just hear someone yelling back there. Someone's yelling back there. I don't know how far away, reasonably close. I don't know. There's people talking for sure. And I hear people walking too. Might not be easy to pick up on the camera, but not that far behind me. There's definitely people back in there. I can see them. I see one person. They're walking right there. I mean, it's not going to be a repeat. It's not going to be a repeat performance of last time, because I will just bail at the first sign of anyone getting remotely close to me, but it's about 200 yards away. There's definitely somebody there. I'm trying to not be quiet on purpose so they know that I'm here. Holy crap, okay. That was as real of a reaction as you're gonna get, just like the last video. God, that scared the living out of me. Okay, I need to calm down. I'm gonna relax here for a second and we'll, what timing? Jessica's really gonna love that. I'm gonna go rewatch that video right now because that had to be classic. Oh, my heart is in my stomach. Somebody's there. I'm telling you, somebody's just standing there. I think they just saw me now because where I walked is more in that clearing over there. Somebody's... Hi. Hi. Now they're looking over here. Hey. Hi. I feel like I'm surrounded. I don't even want to sit down. It's not going to be the same thing as last time. I'm not going to be... They're like 200 yards that way. Just standing there. There's like that overhanging tree right about there. You could barely see it beyond my fingers, and they're just standing right there. I only see one person. And the last thing I'm going to do is run through the forest again in the middle of the night with no idea what's going on behind me. So we're going to hang tight here for a few minutes and try and feel this out. I might honestly just walk over there, but I don't think that would be the safest thing to do. Get my headlight out, hang on. That was terrifying once again. That was absolutely terrifying once again. My chest hurts, got prickers up and down my legs, ripped my brand new sleeping bag, and just sprinted through the forest with a full belly of stroganoff.
As we can see, Sam ultimately decided to leave the campsite he had planned to stay at. And honestly, who could blame him? Let's be real. If you're in the middle of the forest, you hear gunshots, you see people in the distance, and you call out to them, but they don't respond, no matter how many times you try. That's not something to take lightly. Sure, it could have been hunters, but if it was, they should have answered, to avoid accidents or worse. Unfortunately for Sam, this was yet another night he couldn't finish at this location. Some places just aren't worth it. Camping should feel peaceful, not like a test of survival. What do you think happened out there? And if you were in Sam's shoes, would you go back a third time? Let us know in the comments. And if you're still curious how Josh's story ends, stick around, because that's coming up in just a moment. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chilling adventure.
Dog walkers just having a laugh. So I didn't have much time, so I didn't really scout the rest of the woodlands. I just went to some familiar spots that I remember from last time, and I pitched up my plough point, started chopping some wood, and I started to split it. It was at this moment I noticed it got eerily quiet. The birds stopped chirping, and I could hear heavy footsteps in the woods moving around me. I felt like I was being surrounded by one point. I was getting a bit delirious, not knowing where it was coming from. But I thought to myself after I picked up my phone camera, look, distract yourself, Josh, you're getting yourself worked up, just talk your way through it, push yourself through it, you've got this, you just camp out. It's probably just the rain just falling and it's sounding like it's surrounding you, but it was so heavy. When I've been camping for quite a few years, and you start getting familiar with the sounds of the woodland, what the difference between a twig that's falling off a tree and it's got that bounce to a twig hitting the branches and falling, to something pushing through the bushes. And I then noticed while I was sort of recording and also off camera that there was movement in the bushes. Now you could see in the video it wasn't dark by the time I was getting spooked. It was starting to, maybe the next 40 minutes or so, and I could see the black silhouettes of these bushes moving, and I could hear pushing, I could hear footsteps. But this was mainly happening when I weren't speaking and it was off camera, which is typical, I know. But I think if it was a person, they're probably waiting until I stopped speaking to move. And when I was standing still, they thought maybe I weren't looking and they were just stepping through the trees. I was starting to get really uneasy, I was getting really nervous about it. And it was at that point I noticed something literally opposite me that I thought might have been a tree, but when I stared at it, it dipped down behind the bushes. And that was when I probably that clip where I've not seen the footage yet really, but when I'm like, okay, and I just switched the camera off. And then as I was packing away, I heard a dog bark in those woodlands, in those trees. So I knew someone was there with their dog, or there was a dog or something roaming on its own. But as I was walking out those misty woods with the camera off, I could hear the treading evidently more behind me, and I just pushed my way through, hurt myself climbing over the fence, barbed wire fence. And then as I was walking through the misty field, explaining to you and myself, to comfort myself, filming myself, talking to something, I could hear dogs barking in the back. So I think looking back, it was probably somebody walking a dog who got quite nosy, saw a couple of lights, and they heard someone chatting or someone chopping wood, and they, for some reason, they didn't just maybe see a camper and think, oh, this guy's camping. They decided to stick around for quite a while, and that's what really put me off. And the silence and the eeriness, just, there was something in me that told me to leave. I did believe like God was telling me to just pack up and leave. You know, you've had some fun for a bit, you know, you've been out in the outdoors, you've enjoyed it, it's time to leave now. I listened to myself as well, and I just chose just to pack up and leave. What is there to lose, you know? I've had a good time, I've tried, and it's better safe than sorry. I'm sure glad.